Hi you guys, this is Jamie from Whatever's Clever Boutique, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to make a variety of tumblers with these floral element sheets. Using different sizes, we're going to use different colored glitters, and just play around with some different designs. So the first tumbler, we used Bright from Peachy Olive Glitters over a pink base to get this really pretty pink color. Now once that's epoxied, we're going to go in with this, I would say kind of like a pastel spring vibe floral element sheet that I believe was from Gracefully Created. And it's cut off on the top like that, basically to make it to where you can easily wrap it around a tumbler. So I just slowly wrap like I would any other sort of vinyl. I cut off a little piece of that backing and then wrap it around the tumbler. And then when I get done wrapping, as you can see here, I kind of cut around that last flower to make it all look seamless. Then we're gonna go in with Jaded and the Cut from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I'm gonna ombre those two. So once we get those ombre'd and we apply epoxy, we're gonna go in with this other blue and orange, really pretty element sheet. Now this one's a little tricky. It does have a handle, so we kind of have to fandangle things a little bit with this one. But as you saw in the last one, we're gonna kind of go around and wrap it as normal. And then once we get over to that handle, I'm gonna kind of cut around the flowers with my X-Acto knife to make it look seamless. But then I'm also gonna take, as you'll see here in just a second, a piece of that element sheet, and I'm going to cut it off completely and then place it under the handle to give it more of that seamless look. And I do this on all of the tumblers. I didn't necessarily video it for all of them, but I'm gonna go in and pop any air bubbles just to be sure that there's no, crazy lifts or anything. They're gonna happen under epoxy. And then I go across the top rim there and cut off any of that excess. Like this one had a little bit of a clear vinyl strip above it. So I'm just kind of cutting that off with my X-Acto knife to make epoxy a little bit easier on the next step. Next, I'm going to go in with Bougie from Peachy Olive Glitters and all pink. This was from the last Peachy palette. And I ombre'd those ones as well. And this one we're going to do on a shorty tumbler. And for this one, I'm actually using a transfer sheet from Southern Belle Glitter. And I kind of cut off a little bit. This one wraps almost perfectly. So I'm trying to kind of shape those edges to look like they're more finished and not so much just cut bluntly off. And then with this, I do the same thing. I cut off a little bit of that backing and I try not to touch that transfer because it will show fingerprints. And then I start the process of varnishing so that it adheres to the tumbler. So eventually I have to take the whole thing off because you can't really push it out super easily. So I lay the whole thing and then I go in with my burnishing stick, and it takes quite a bit of time. I do have this pretty sped up, but I go in and I just burnish all the way until it starts kind of lifting from the backing. You can kind of see at the top there how it looks lighter. That's because it started lifting from that backing sheet. And then I'll slowly just peel back that backing sheet to make sure that if anything is lifting, that I put it down real quick and burnish a little bit further. Make sure that there's no air bubbles on this one either. And I'm going to use Bougie again for this next tumbler, and this one is a 32 ounce from the Steel Magnolia. And once that one's epoxied, I'm going to take these sunflower floral elements, and I believe these are also from Gracefully Created, and I'm going to do one of these on the top and the bottom to give it kind of a almost like encompassed look, like the whole tumbler is going to be encompassed in these sunflowers. So So I'll let you kind of just watch on this one. I just kind of lay it down like I have all of the other ones. And then when I get it laid, I kind of trim out with my X-Acto knife on one of those flowers to give it that finished look. And then we're going to go in with that bottom one. Now, because we applied this one to the bottom, we are going to take our edging tool from Cami Page Boutique and just trim off any of that excess to make the line super straight. And then I didn't lay that top one very well, so I did cut off a little bit of excess up there. Now we're going to go in, this one I believe is a 32-ounce travel mug from the Steel Magnolias. I love this tumbler. And this was a custom glitter mix I made a while back with Peach Olive Glitters, but a good substitute would be Pibb from Peach Olive Glitters. And now I'll have to find where I got this border floral element from, and I'll link it in the description box below. But this one wasn't kiss cut, so I had to kind of cut out the edges. And I'm going to make things real complex on myself, and I'm going to lay this one on the bottom, so it's going to kind of be affected by the curve. So you'll see here in a sec how I combat this, because it starts to kind of shift due to being laid with that curved surface. And so I just slowly, this one took me quite a bit of time. I do have this sped up quite a bit, but I slowly just cut any little pieces with my X-Acto knife to get them to lay smoothly, and I just slowly keep working that backing out. This probably does look like a total pain, but it's totally worth it in the end. It, like I said, did take quite a while, but I do love it. As you can see here, it's starting to shift on me a little bit and move up the tumbler. So I'm going to take my X-Acto knife after I pulled back to attempt to straighten it out, and it failed. I take my X-Acto knife and just trim along one of those flowers to basically pull the vinyl up completely and lay down what's on the tumbler, and then I reposition the piece that I cut off to straighten back out again. And as you can see, it is pretty seamless. It worked out really well. And then I just keep laying that down. Same with the sunflower one, we're going to go in with our edging tool from Cami Page Boutique and trim off so that that bottom seam is straight. And this one is mostly beneficial because we did have that spot where the vinyl did go up a little bit higher, or the decal I should say. So this really leveled that out. Next, we're going to ombre Diggory and Dewy Frost. These two colors are so perfect together. And once that's glittered, we're going to go in with our coats of epoxy until smooth. And then I'm going to take this really pretty wildflower element sheet, and we're going to apply this one to the bottom. I really love how the ombre on this one kind of plays with the florals themselves. The green almost helps accentuate the greenery from the element sheet, and I just absolutely love how it turned out. But same as the others, we'll just lay this down. I just wanted to give you guys kind of some different quick ideas to fill your inventory for this spring, and these element sheets are so perfect for basically giving you a ton of variety and a super, gosh, what's the right word? Intricate looking tumbler, yet it's truly so simple. So I just thought you guys would enjoy seeing kind of how to quickly build some inventory. Now once I have all those element sheets laid, we're going to go in with some epoxy. Look at those colors pop once they get under epoxy. Now all of the SVGs that I'm going to use today are from Made by Manny and Mal Digital Collective, and I do have a coupon code with her. It is whatever10 for 10% off your order. And this first one, we're going to do a triple layer offset, and it says consider how the wildflower grows, and it's so pretty. So I'll just kind of let you watch the process here. I know you've seen me do this many times, but it is really fun to see these tumblers come together. The same as last tutorial, let's just disregard my nasty mat that has the paper stuck all to it. So just look right past that, please. Thank you. And once I get that all layered, we're going to go ahead and apply this one to our yellow tumbler with the wildflowers on it. How perfect is that decal with this tumbler? I totally love it. Now I'm going to take some metallic green nail striping tape, and I'm just going to wrap that bottom seam with the tape just to give it a really finished look. Now for this one, I'm actually not putting a decal on it. I loved it the way it was. So I just went ahead and finished this one out with that same metallic green nail striping tape. And I did do a glitter booty on this tumbler, and I absolutely love it. I used a green acrylic tag from Mizzy Doodles, and I used jaded glitter from Peach Yellow Glitters, as well as Orange Julius. Now for the sunflower tumbler, I'm going to go in with a thicker metallic brown pinstriping tape and go just around that top and bottom seam. The decal I chose for this one says choose happy, and I thought it was just so great with the sunflowers because sunflowers remind me of summer, all things happy, so it just worked out great. And I did do a triple layer offset with this one as well. And for this one, I decided just to put it right in the center between the two floral element sheets. The backing was really giving me a hard time on this one, as you could tell there. And I did do a glitter booty on this one as well. And I used St. Jude for the yellow, and I used French press for the brown. So moving on to our pink tumbler, I am using the decal again from Made by Manny and Mal Digital Collective, and this one says Bloom with Grace. And I just did a double offset on this one. I just like the simplicity of it, and this whole tumbler really, it's like so simple, yet at the same time really impactful. So I really love how this one turned out. Now moving on to our little shorty tumbler, I'm going to take some metallic purple pinstriping tape and just go around that top seam. And like the green and blue tumbler, I'm leaving this one as is. I love the way it turned out. So for this, I did do a glitter booty as well. I used Figgy from Peachy Olive Glitters and All Pink from Peachy Olive Glitters. Now moving on to our 32-ounce travel mug, I am using this really pretty decal, and it says Self-Love Club, and I did a triple layer offset for this one like some of the others, so I'll just kind of let you watch that. To apply it to the tumbler, I did apply it to the top. I just didn't want to work around the curve with this, so I applied it more toward the top so that I didn't have to go over that curve section. Now for this one, I took some rose gold texture pinstriping and did that along that bottom seam to kind of cover up the imperfection where I actually trimmed that Floral Element Sheet and reapplied it. For this one, again, because it was steel Magnolia, I did a glitter booty, and for this one I used Jaded again, as well as Briar Rose. I love Briar Rose, it is so pretty. And now we're going to go in with our final 2 coats of epoxy. I finished these tumblers so quickly. These element sheets, as I've said before in this tutorial, are so easy to work with, and they're super impactful on tumblers like this, and there's a variety of ways to use them. So I really hope that you guys give these a shot. They're a lot of fun. I will link where I got them all below in the description because they did come from different places, but I would love to see what you do with them. And here they all are. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It was something a little bit different today, but I thought it would be kind of fun to just show you a whole variety, making a bunch of tumblers. This is a quick and easy way to stock up for things like craft fairs, for gifts, for just, if you need to just build inventory quickly, these are a great way to go. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. If you like the tutorial and want to see more, feel free to hit that bell button so that you can be notified anytime that I post a new tutorial. And I would love it if you'd like or subscribe if it's something that interests you and you want to see more. So I do have links to my social medias in the description box below, as well as my new makers group. I have discount codes, all sorts of good stuff for you down there. I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you back here next week.